हेलो दोस्तों, बिगनर्स पॉइंट में आपका स्वागत है। और अभी हम कर रहे हैं एरर डिटेक्शन। 250 इससे पहले कर लिए हैं, 250 के बाद अब करते हैं, ठीक है। सेलिब्रेटिंग इट्स 10 लॉन्ग ईयर्स इन द इंडस्ट्री, अ प्राइवेट एंटरटेनमेंट चैनल अनाउंस अ सीरीज ऑफ प्रोग्राम्स एट अ प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस। इसमें क्या गलत है? फॉर द इवेंट बीइंग अ पास्ट, ये जो इवेंट है ये पास्ट का इवेंट है। वी शुड यूज़ V2। पास्ट में जो भी इवेंट होता है उसमें क्या यूज़ करते हैं? V2 यूज़ करते हैं। तो अनाउंस की जगह पे क्या हो जाएगा? अनाउंस्ड। ठीक। जैसे इसमें है द कंपनी अनाउंस्ड डिविडेंड्स टू इट्स एम्प्लॉय। द अवार्ड सेरेमनी एंडेड ऑन अ नोट ऑफ गुड cheer with audience responding warmly to its lineup of films. Use of audience is wrong. It is always in plural all itself, so s should not be added. यहाँ पे s नहीं आएगा। ऑडियंस अपने आप में क्या होता है? प्लूरल फॉर्म होता है ये। The actress was ordered for wear an alcohol monitoring bracelet and submit to random weekly drug testing after she failed to appear for a court date last week. Ordered for is in appropriate uses, it should read out as ordered to. Coaches have the advantage of draw on their personal experience and providing their players with unique inputs. Draw on should be replaced by the expression drawing on that makes the syntax correct. Drawing on his own suffering, he had given a good example. The actor loves to think, never enjoys stick to one kind of role, and finds it difficult to fulfill everyone's expectations. All the verbs from should be same if they are used continuously. So stick is to be replaced by sticks. A major computer security firm urged the social networking site to set up an early warning system after hundreds of users were hit by a new wave of virus attacks. An early warning system should be replaced by a warning system because warnings are by nature early, and using early become superfluous to the sentence. ठीक है। 257. The finding may help doctors to give more personalized care to patients and to modify the amount of powerful drugs administered over their patients. Use to in place of over with the word administered to make the syntax correct. Doctors often take care of their patients of the drugs administered to them. The actress made a rare appearance at the party and was overheard talking in her next big project. In should be replaced by about. That would give a sense of discussion. It is only now, 60 years after independence, that India is learning how to negotiating the competing demands of power and justice. The correct expression is how to negotiate as per rules of syntax. She knows how to negotiate with the greengrocers. The graceful folk dance had performed so beautifully by a dance group that nobody seemed to notice that the show was 2.5 hours long. To show the tour of an action, we use passive voice. Hence, was plus verb की third form is required here. So, was performed is correct. Had performed की जगह पे क्या आ जाएगा? Was performed. The actor that was busy meeting and greeting people made sure that this day became an extra special for his parents. कोई error नहीं है। Farmhouse owners in the city, who were till now paid property tax for only the built-up area of plot, will soon have to pay tax to the government for vacant land also. Paid should be replaced by paying because the sentence is showing progression. Progress हो रही है तो क्या कर देंगे हम इसको? Paying कर देंगे. The people who were paying attention till now are disturbed by a noise. A timesheet diary is to be maintained by every actor, since producers constantly complain that they are forced shooting for late hours because actors come very late. Shooting should be replaced by to shoot to specify the cause of something. Inject into the blood. Tiny bubbles of gas can ease the passage of vital shock drugs into the brain, helping in prevent damage to the gray matter. Prevent should be replaced by preventing to make the syntax correct. The dams are opened, preventing the walls from getting damaged. Since universities have more space in their campuses, they have been asked to open fire detection control rooms as a mandatory measure. कोई एरर नहीं है लेकिन एरर तो है एरर इसमें कैंपस लिखा है वो गलत है यूजेस वी शुड बी यूज कैंपस इन इट्स प्लेस सो दैट सिंटेक्स करेक्ट एरर district police arrested a gang of notorious robbers who were planning to strike at a house in the vicinity. Remove "at" from the expression with "at" in the meeting comes as to attack someone. Households across the state are either opting for a more modest lifestyle or compromising on the nutritional value of their food in efforts to negate the price rise of essential commodities, cereals, vegetables, and fruits. Effort should be replaced by an effort because this is singularly here. The fire that took years for research in the chemistry and biochemistry labs of the university building was due to a short circuit. The expression should be read out years of research, not years for research. He was grateful to me for the help that I had extended for him in the hour of his need. Extended should be followed by to, not by for. While undergoing a strenuous workout, he suffered a massive heart attack, but luckily survival. No error. Survival should make way for survived. Survival is a noun which is not required here. So survived, which is a verb, should be used here. He thinks that once he paid money, he is relieved of all his responsibilities. No error. Expression should be read out as once he has paid. This reflects the effect of an action done in the past of the present. Taking care of yourself cannot be and should not be considered as a selfish thing. कोई error नहीं है सही है. People express their expectations that their leaders should not restoring to corrupt practices and nepotism to no error. फिर आ जाते हैं मॉडल should is followed by V1. So restoring should be removed and we use restore. We as the editors of a popular magazine would like to know what are other topics most on people's minds. No error. Helping verb are should be used after others topics because sentence is correct statement. The smooth and easier we allow people to navigate through any device at any place in the world, the better. Use smoother in a place of smooth. So coordinate connector and uses the same degree of both its side. Asian culture will sooner or later become international norm for entertainment industry. Use article N before international. An international leader is arriving Delhi shortly. What really agonize them? She is agonize them is the presence of unwanted and unscrupulous member on the panel. Use agonize in place of agonize because the subject is singular in number here. The business lobby wanted he to take over as the new chairman of their covet- coveted board. When he becomes object, then we use him, which is objective case. The firm which is based in France is prepared to finance small Indian businesses which produce environment friendly products. प्रिपेयर्ड क्या है ये इसमें गलत है तो प्रिपेयर्ड इज इनकरेक्ट यूज और क्या कर देंगे इसकी जगह पे प्रिपेयरिंग कर देंगे Despite intense pressure from his superiors, he refused to disclose the findings of the report. Disclose is the incorrect spelling. We should use disclose. Corporates have benefited tremendously from the government's timely decision to waive various taxes should be used because it is preceded by variances. Since you are unable to repay the loan, have no alternate but to seek an extension. Alternate is the wrong uses. We should rather use alternative, which is correct uses. A major disadvantage of this deal is that we shall have to bear the cost of training. क्या है? All correct, सारे सही हैं. We are yet starting offering this facility to our customers as we are awaiting approval from the board. Expression should read out has yet to start, which will make the syntax correct. The chairman of all large public sector banks met with senior RBI officials to give its suggestions about implementing the new policy. When subject is plural, then it should agree with the plural possessive, hence we have to replace its by their. They have not fully considered the impact that relaxing these guidelines is likely to have with the economy. With is to be replaced by on so that the syntax become correct. The impact on economy is related to the common man even. Had this notification been amended earlier, we could have stopped the transfer of funds. No error. There are many insurance disputes nowadays because of most people do not fully understand the terms and conditions of their policies. Disputes is the wrong uses. We should use dispute only, also of should not used after because. Many dispute arise because we don't want to live in harmony. The journalist along with the camera crew were kidnapped by the militants last night. Where is to replaced by was has the connector along with the with has been used to join two subjects and the verb will agree to the first subject. The ship along with the sailors was leaving yesterday. She told her son to wait in the car until she does not return from the stop. Nowhere until is used in the sentence, so we need to use affirmative sentence after it. The number of flu cases is decreasing slowly thanks to the timely governmental efforts. कोई error नहीं है. The principal spotted Indra, which was sitting in the canteen at the time when we should she should be attending the classes. No error. Indra is a person and we should use who for a person, not which. If I will meet man in the meeting, I will give him your message. Remove will from the expression to make it correct. Without a doubt, Ahmed is the most sincere of all the students in the class. Use students in place of student as the expression all the is followed by a plural noun. Had it not been raining so heavily, we would have surely gone for a picnic to the hill station. कोई error नहीं. The students dressed them in their trendiest, best trees as they attended the annual day program of the college. No error then should be replaced by themselves as there is a requirement of reflexive pronoun. The reason behind his extraordinary height is due to the malfunctioning of a gland situated in the brain. No error. Due to is superfluous use because reason is already used in sentence. The reason behind his success in his hard work. Unlike these days, he enjoyed reading books and spent quite some time in the library when he was young. Use spending in place of spend as the verb form are joined by end. I may go to the swimming class tomorrow if I have recovered from the cold. Have recovered is to be replaced by recover to make the syntax correct. The Prime Minister announced that the taxes will be increasing from the beginning of the next year. In the indirect speech, we should use would in the place of will. ये कैसी है? इनडायरेक्ट स्पीच है तो फिर यहाँ पे would का यूज करते हैं will की जगह पे. The teacher told that she would be teaching next chapter by next week. He is the most intelligent and also the very talented student of the college. Nowhere very should be replaced by most. She immediately quit the job in which neither the skill nor knowledge were required. When two things are joined by neither nor, then the verb agrees to the subject that is nearest to it. So where is be removed by was. The meteorological department predicted that the rains and thunderstorm may continue throughout today. Rains is inappropriate uses as noun. It should be rain only. रेन्स कुछ नहीं होता. रेन्स कुछ नहीं होता. क्या होता है? रेन होता है. ठीक है. The cruel king believed in punishing the prisoners until they did not confessed their crime. Until is used in the sentence and it suggests the next part of clause should be affirmative. Hence, used did not is wrong. As soon as the CEO entered the office, the union leaders approached him and report the matter to him. Report should be replaced by reported as a tense of sentence past. Instead of being a clear winner, he was not given the Best Employee of the Year award. Clear is superfluous use, removed it from the sentence. Having been found guilty of the theft, Sunny was sentenced to 5 year imprisonment. No error. Two is superfluous uses after sentenced. Instead of laying off the workers, the company decided to ask them to avail voluntary retirement. No error. E सही है. In emerging economics, the private credit market remains highly segmented and thus weaken power of monetary policy. Weaken should be replaced by the word weakens because and is the connector here that will take same form verb both of its side. The recent election campaign has been one of the most noisiest campaigns in the last decades. Using double superlative at a time is not grammatically sound, so noisiest should be noisy. Wholesome strategic planning was the focus as the firm managed through a difficult period of a couple of years ago. Managed should be replaced by managed because the sentence is in past tense and will agree V2. In spite of the best governmental efforts, emission of greenhouse gases and noxious chemical remains a cause of worry. Remain should be replaced by remains as the subject emission is singular and so it will agree to singular verb. The rate of metabolism of a body is comparatively lowest when it is at rest and is thus optimum for examination. Lowest should be replaced by low. We use positive degree after comparatively. जब भी कंपेरेटिव करते हैं उसके बाद क्या करते हैं? पॉजिटिव डिग्री का यूज़ करते हैं. The opposition leader tried to bolster his position with the voters pressing corruption charges against revivals. We should use by before pressing. It will make the sentence correct. The recently imposed dress code in the university has rigged the students who will be going on strike with since tomorrow. Since should be replaced by from to make the syntax correct. Ever since he took over as the chief minister of the state, rate for unemployment has drastically increased. Rate of unemployment should be written in place of rate for unemployment. ऑफ की जगह पे क्या आ जाएगा? For. Although the brilliant writer and lying, pessimism prevails in all her novels. And lying is wrong expression. The correct expression is a lying to be used here. Changed social setting demands the school to teach moral and social values among with the academic skills. Among with is wrong uses we should use along with instead. To be a king and wear a crown are more glamorous to see than to bear. Be Being a king and wearing a crown are the same activity, so verb must be in singular number. None of the student in the class scored below the given cutoff marks. None of the agrees to plural noun, so students should be used. Most people like to rest after a day's hard work, but he seemed to have an inexhaust supply of energy. Statement which the general sense takes simple present tense, so seemed should be replaced by seems. Ancient artifacts are a part of global heritage and should not be sold the highest bidder. No error. The government has launched many creative schemes to make banking services available to everyone. To should make way for in this sentence. We have received many of the letters from customers asking us to extend the deadline to repay their loan. No error, पूरा सही है. Under the terms of the New Deal, the channel can broadcast the next cricket tournament to be played among India and Australia when only two things are meant. Then for them, we use between, not the word among. This it turned out to be one of our most successful projects, and we have made quite a large profit from it. Use have in the place of is because the effect of a past action is there on the present. A non-banking financial company is a financial institution similarly to a bank, but it cannot issue checkbooks to customers. Similarly should be replaced by the word similar to make the syntax correct. He has taken care to compliance with the norms, so he expected the proposal to be approved without delay. Compliance is noun which should not be used here. Instead, we should use the word comply here after to. Since I had lived there for many years, the villagers were very comfortable talked to me about their problems. Comfortable should be followed by the present participle talking to make the syntax correct. Our requirement gets damaged very often in summer because there are frequent power cuts. Equipment is a plural noun, hence we should use a plural verb after it. So gets should be replaced by get. We have been under a lot of pressure to open 50 new stores by the ending of the year. The correct phrasal expression is by the end of. The company is in debt and has been unable to pay their employees' salaries for the past 6 months. Company is singular noun, so we should use a possessive which is in singular number, so there should be replaced by its. There की जगह पे क्या आ जाएगा its. These companies have been asked to furnish their financial details and information about its board members. Companies is plural noun and therefore it should agree with the plural possessive, so its should be replaced by their. Its की जगह पे क्या हो जाएगा their. The scheme which will be launched during the next 2 years require an additional investment of 100 crores. No error. The subject of the sentence is scheme, which is a singular noun, and therefore verb should agree with singular number. Hence, required should be used. Road developers unable to complete their projects on time will not be awarded new ones. No error. We have taken on the responsibility of arranging the required training and supervise the new staff. The part should read out as supervision of the new staff to make it correct. The government has signed a memorandum of understanding with the company to set up a plant in the state. No error. Owing the new policy, we feel that the targets set for this year may not be achieved. Owing is followed by to. Owing to. Since the lack of manpower, we cannot conduct the survey in rural areas due to the lack of is correct expression to be used here in the sentence. Palm oil is very beneficial and is used to make products ranging from soap to biodiesel. No error. There are only a few companies which can handle projects of this magnitude. Phrase a few is followed by plural number. The data shows that the unemployment rate has raised to 6.1%, the highest ever in 5 years. Expression should read out as raised by to make the syntax correct. Wheat production in the region will fall drastically unless we do anything to stop climate change. Anything should be replaced by the word something has double negative are to be avoided. The Indian stock market is one of the worst performing stock markets in the recent times. One of the is followed by the superlative degree, so ROS should be replaced by ROST. With inflation at 11%, companies need to come up with innovative ways to get customers to buy its goods. Companies it plural subject, therefore it should take up plural possessive, hence it should be followed by their. Private companies which profit have grown due to the high price of oil should offer discounts of cooking gas, which should replaced by whose to make syntax correct. Having worked in both public and private sector banks, Mr. Rao is the ideal choice to take over as chairman. Expression should read out having worked in. Having selected for PO, he is elated all these days. Having worked in. In order to expand, the company plans to transform from a family-based business into a professional-managed one. Professional should be replaced by the word professionally to make the syntax correct. Amit started a small construction business 2 years ago when the country is enjoying a construction but boom. The principal clause is in past tense, so the next clause should also be in the past tense. Hence is should be replaced by was। और इसी के साथ आज का एरर डिटेक्शन हो जाता है तुम्हारा कंप्लीट। अब अगले 100 करेंगे अगली क्लास में।